Realtor mom banned me from managing Dad's meds and insisted she's got it, despite me being a cardiac nurse. Dad was diagnosed with diabetes and heart disease 2 years ago, and ever since then, he's been taking a cocktail of medications that required careful monitoring. My mother, Helen, was this sharp-dressed realtor who spoke in her client voice even at breakfast, running our household like a CEO managing a Fortune 500 company. She'd been married to Dad for 30 years and never let anyone forget who was in charge. My siblings constantly asked me to check Dad's medications during our Sunday family dinners. His blood pressure pills looked wrong to my trained eye, and his diabetes meds seemed completely off schedule. I'd quietly adjust dosages when Mom wasn't looking, catch dangerous interactions before they happened, basically keep his heart ticking like a Swiss watch instead of a dollar store alarm clock. Then Roberto started showing up at family events. Mom introduced him as her business partner at Dad's 65th birthday party. This Italian guy about 10 years younger with teeth so white they could guide ships to shore. She explained they were developing properties together, and Dad just smiled and shook his hand without asking questions. He even passed Roberto the good scotch, trusting as always. 3 weeks later, I noticed something disturbing about Dad's pill organizer. The whole thing looked like someone had played pharmaceutical Jenga with his medications. Blood thinners sat right next to clotting meds, and his diabetes pills were doubled up in dangerous combinations. I tried to fix the mess, but Mom caught me red-handed in their kitchen. "You're a nurse, not his doctor," she said firmly. "I handle his medications now." I just nodded and went back to my apartment without fighting. No dramatic scene, no confrontation, just me learning to keep my medical opinions to myself when Mom clearly needed her space. By week 5, the symptoms became impossible to ignore. Dad complained about severe dizziness during Sunday dinner, and his hands shook so badly he couldn't carve the roast. He nearly fainted just walking to his recliner, but Mom blamed it all on his age and stress from retirement. I bit my tongue so hard it should have needed stitches, watching him struggle while she dismissed every concern. My brother Kyle tried suggesting that maybe I should take a look at Dad's medications, but Mom shut him down faster than a bar at sunrise. "We have his doctor for that," she insisted, while texting someone under the table with unusual focus. The property viewings with Roberto increased to 3 nights a week, though when I checked county records out of curiosity, there were no new listings under her name. Month 2 brought darker developments that made my nurse instincts scream. Dad's confusion worsened to the point where he called me by my sister's name 3 times in one visit. His ankles swelled up like water balloons, showing classic signs of medication chaos that I wasn't allowed to address. Mom kept insisting his doctor was adjusting things while she disappeared for her evening meetings. The crisis came in month 3 when Dad collapsed in the garage while trying to get the mail. Kyle called me in a panic because Mom was at another business meeting and wasn't answering her phone. The ambulance arrived within minutes, and I watched the EMT's faces go pale as they reviewed his medication list. One of them whispered to his partner about contraindications in a tone that made my stomach drop. At the hospital, Dr. Martinez pulled up Dad's chart and started shaking his head. The blood work showed medication levels scattered all over the map like a toddler's crayon drawing. Some levels were dangerously high while others barely registered. His kidney function was dropping fast, and his liver enzymes were screaming for help. "Who's been managing his medications?" Dr. Martinez asked the room. Mom walked in just then, with Roberto's cologne trailing behind her like a guilty conscience. "I have been managing everything. Is there a problem with my husband's care?" Dr. Martinez laid out the lab results with clinical precision, showing interaction warnings that would alarm any medical professional. He pointed out dosage errors that would make a first-year pharmacy student cringe, then asked the question I'd been dreading. "Why wasn't your cardiac nurse daughter consulted about any of this?" "I prefer to handle my husband's care myself," Mom said, clutching her designer purse like it held state secrets. That's when the social worker entered with her clipboard and carefully neutral expression. She said she had routine questions about home care, but her eyes stayed sharp as she watched Mom's reactions to each query. The questions covered support systems, medication management protocols, and any recent changes in household routines. Mom's answers got shakier than Dad's hands had been at dinner. When the social worker asked about life insurance, Mom actually stuttered before admitting, "Just increased it last month for estate planning purposes." The social worker stopped dead in her tracks. Full story on channel linked below.